Hi, Aries. This is Just with your November 4th, 2019 weekly reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. Aries, this particular week, keep in mind we're in Mercury in retrograde. So, these readings are going to reflect a retrograde energy, a lot of delays, a lot of stop and goes, a lot of, rewinds is happening. So this particular week for you guys, I would say be very, very conservative financially. I was just telling the last sign that. Don't know if this is going to be a theme for all signs. We shall see. But definitely for you guys, be conservative financially. Because I see for some of you, you may feel as though career and financials that everything is going just right. Everything is okay. And it's going as it should. But then you get some delays literally coming your way. You may get, it could be in the form of bad news, not so great news, or just halted news, a halted decision, something not coming out. You may feel judged negatively by others. You may feel like the fingers are being pointed at you, and it's keeping you in a space mentally that is not the best. Some of you may want to move on and leave from where you are. But that is, again, challenge for some of you this particular month. This particular week. It could be all month. I feel if you have your own business, you may find it and this is your theme this week. It's very difficult to let bygones be bygones between you and another. And that's in any area of your life. Okay. So if anyone's doing the other person wrong, or it could just be that two people aren't necessarily trying to be problematic. They could be very decent people as individuals, but when you come together, it's a problem. So not getting on the same page with people. Again, I'm telling you, go fix your car, see about your car. For some reason, I don't know exactly why. I guess well, you know what? I think I do know why. I think it's Mercury opposing Uranus. I'm not an astrologer. Go find or look for your favorite astrologer, and they can give you more detail as to the astrological energies happening here. But what I do see is that there is some problems with people's cars and automobiles. So please be diligent in that. I feel like it's going to be very difficult for you to find a mechanic, get someone that's going to do the job right. There may even be a screaming match, fighting match, not getting on the same page with another person. They're being very difficult. Someone may have already worked on your car and they just screwed it up completely screwed it up. And now you're trying to, get things done properly or get them to do their job. And that's going to be a challenge. So you may have to have a fight. You may be gearing up for a fight with a very difficult person this particular week. I feel like, and for some of you, it's not a car. For some of you, it's your career. Trying to get through if there's been a problematic situation. Don't expect anyone to hold your hand or care about how you see things, because they see it their own way and they're not going to budge. I feel like your peace and sense of serenity also may be a bit challenged at this time. And some of you may just feel like someone stabbed you in your back. They've just done you wrong. Like you may just feel like, okay, you've done me wrong. Or if someone has just been completely bullheadish and being stubborn toward you, unwilling to compromise or get on the same page, you may just say, F it, I don't care. I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't care. I don't give a damn. So there is still this karmic cycle that you're stuck on. The wheel isn't moving forward and it's not moving backwards. So some of you may just feel literally stuck, and it's real mental. And I guess that has a lot to do with us being in Scorpio season, because that's a psychological sign. So you may feel a bit stuck, and as a result, you may just want to throw in the towel, throw your hands up, give it up, and not care anymore. You'll find toward the end of the week that either you're holding back, communicating exactly how you feel, or you may lash out altogether, because it's like a buildup. I'm saying a buildup here. And for some of you, it has a lot to do with your finances. Others of you, it may have to do with you not feeling that the powers are in your hand, okay? Or just people are just literally challenging you in every twist and turn, and just people are just not being reasonable. They're not compromising. They're not working with you. So you can find that to be quite difficult. And if that happens in your career sector, you may find that it's difficult to make money. It's difficult to have money, especially if it's your own business that you carry. Be very conscious with people around you, especially when it has to do with money. If people have promised you money, that may fall through. I do see not being able to make it all work for some of you when it comes to your finances. But then you can't leave. So some of you may have a challenging financial time right now, and you need to probably make some adjustments, probably need to leave your home or need to make some adjustments, and that will be a bit of a challenge for you this particular week too. But I see some of you are not necessarily going to wait around. Sagittarius season, it will be like night and day. Things will change for you guys in a very positive way. So I think it's just this Mercury in retrograde seems to be quite difficult, and I think it has a lot to do with the that Taurus Uranus that is opposing Scorpio, that's really making things very combative and difficult between one another, two people. Now, when it comes to the aspects here, also I want to say some of you may lack a sense of feeling as independent as you once did, and as a result, you may not also feel as confident financially, and you also may not necessarily. Some of you could lose. So if you're putting in investments, you're gambling, that sort of thing, not telling you to do that, but if you have already and that's what you do, you may find that this is a week of a loss, or you're not making as much as you normally would. It's a week, guys. It's not a lifetime. It's only a week. Try to be your best to be as calm mentally as you can. You guys have that fighting spirit. You definitely have that won't never give up attitude. So again, it's a bit trying this week, and this is a buildup, right? We've been seeing this week after week, or I've been saying this week after week, that something has been going wrong with Aries, and usually you guys are the quintessential comeback kids. You may be down for like a minute and you get right back up. This has been dragging for quite a little while, and I feel like a lot of it is out of your hands, Aries, so don't be hard on yourself. And if you feel like, every twist and turn I try to go, it's just a problem here, problem here, problem here, let go and let God, okay? Let go and let God, and know that this all is karmic. As I said last week, once again, it's karmic. Things are being put in your way to stop certain things from moving forward, because perhaps for some of you, you may not be on the right path, or your path is changing. So you have to forcibly be stopped in certain directions so that when the time comes, you'll be on the right path, or you'll be moving where you're supposed to move. So let go and let God. Now, when it comes to the elements and how you and the other people around you will get along, if you're dealing with air signs, as I'm telling the other sign, there may be a complete fallout or an ending with an air sign. They may feel done wrong, or you them, that sort of thing. And it's just very difficult to get to a calm, steady place with air signs. It also has a lot to do with how you're communicating with people. Very difficult. People are being either erratic, irrational, or victimizing themselves to some extent. So again, try not to let that be you. And also, let go and let God, as I said. If it's an earth sign, this also has to do with your finances. We talked about that. You may sense that earth signs are not being, they're not being as real as they normally are. They're not being as practical as well. They may be more dependent than usual. They may be so either money hungry that that's all they can think about, and it's like counterproductive, or they're not doing enough to stabilize themselves and to gain and garnish a level of independence. They're not necessarily going to be the people that you can go to ask for help and aid, specifically finances. They're not necessarily going to be the ones that you can go to this week. And if you get a no for a credit card, that sort of thing, any advances toward other people's money, it may be a no. Kind of expect that this week, because again, like I said, that's not looking very favorable. If you're dealing with fire signs, other fire signs, I feel like a fire sign is a great asset when it comes to career and finance. Like they may be good at business ventures together. You may find that they're doing just well, or they're doing okay for themselves. I feel like it's going to be a challenge for them to even pick their head up. They may have a lot going on. So for them to kind of put time and attention towards you may be a bit of a challenge. But dealing financially with fire signs, some of them can be really pissed. So if you had an out with them and now you need them, that may be a challenge. They won't make themselves available. Others of you, this fire sign may be again, an aid. So it just depends on the circumstance and who you're dealing with, because they could definitely be an aid to you. Water signs, I feel like it's going to be an imbalance with water signs. They may be very emotionally unstable at this time, and try to get on a page that is mutual with water signs. And just dealing with people on an emotional level will be quite difficult this particular week for you guys. And then I think we did all of them. Yeah, I think we did them all. So now let's look at love. When it comes to a love situation, again, reconciliation is really hard. If you are Aries woman, you are pissed, you are angry, you're upset. You may have made that known quite clear. Or you're just kind of like, I'm done. I don't have the energy for this. I just can't even fight anymore. I feel like there's a lack of balance and reciprocity in this relationship. And someone may be looking at where they would be or where they could be if they didn't have to do this anymore. Okay. Also, if you're not in a good place, just you personally, you're going through some stuff. Your mate may help you get out of it. Okay. You may not feel like that's the case this week, but down the line, they may come up with a way to put a smile on your face or to help you out if there has been a problematic situation. Some of you may be second guessing a commitment that you wanted to make. It could all have to do with your money, your finances. You can't do it. You thought you could. You thought you were going to do it. Like if you were going to propose. For some of you, you're not necessarily doing it right at this time. It can have a lot to do with your finances. I just see delays. It's not that it's not going to happen. It's just delays. We are in a Mercury retrograde. So for some of you, it could just be a complete delay. And whatever your plans were with your mate, that may be rescheduled, or it just may come to an end at this time. Like you have to table it. Right now would not be the best time to meet someone if you are a single Aries, because first of all, if you guys can get through a hello without tearing each other's heads off or just feeling completely unattracted to one another or turned off, that's a feat in and of itself. Maybe that'd be a good person to keep as a friend. But trying to get out here as a single Aries and meet your match, meet your mate, meet your one, I see that to be a bit of a challenge, because you will be attracting people who are emotionally erratic or financially challenged. And you may be about to go through another karmic cycle that is not the best one if you're meeting people this particular week. I feel when it comes to this relationship, I get either erratic behavior, and because someone's responding the way that they do, the way that they communicate is very harsh, very irrational, authoritative, challenging, that does not create a more conducive relationship. So it doesn't make the other person want to work things out with them, basically, whether it be you or this other person. And I feel like communications continue to be halted by the end of the week. And as a result, someone probably wants to leave, but they can't. Because they become very dependent upon this relationship to some extent, but they may not be putting the time and energy. It's like I'm literally repeating myself. I just said this to another sign. So if you're dealing with a Pisces, it very well could be a Pisces, but someone's decided not to put the time and energy in it anymore. Even though now they're not going to leave the relationship. I don't see a breakup happening, but someone may feel like the investment is not worth it at this time. Some of you may have to focus on your finances and your career or this other person. So trying to focus on a relationship may be the last thing on this person's mind, whether it be you or them, whoever's having this financial problem. And I feel the other person may feel neglected, may feel like they're not getting their way or things aren't going the way that they want. And I think patience is necessary. If that is your story and your mate is just showing you the time and attention, and maybe they promised you something that hasn't panned out, they may not have told you exactly what they're going through. So just try to be patient with your mate. Eventually, it'll all be clear to you. Definitely. You guys, I feel like if there's a problem with your relationship, you guys will work things out. At the core of it, there's a lot of harmony here. There's a lot of love here. It's a lot of love, there's a lot of harmony, and this is just a hiccup in a bump in the road that you guys are going through. You're going to get through it. Everything is going to be fine. It is literally a time to relax, review, and repair whatever's been done, right? Because again, when the Mercury goes forward, you guys will be completely okay. And I feel like you'll be better than you were before. You'll be stronger as a unit because you've gone through whatever you've gone through. I think it's the way that you're handling it, I don't feel like it's completely out of crazy. For some of you, it could get really crazy, but others of you, I feel like you understand that it's a bigger thing than the two of you. Like it's bigger than just you. And as a result, I feel like people will not just cut the cord and do anything crazy. And because of that, when the dust settles, you'll be able to work things out. And I do see a very strong relationship and a stronger relationship because, you've gone through something together. And for some of you, it could be your very first fight or your very first huge challenge or problem that you've had to tackle together. And for some reason, neither person bailed out on the other person. So that obviously makes it strong, and that just affirms that I really want to be here. Because in a tough time, I didn't leave. In a tough time, I didn't bail. And so there is that reinforcement of a loyalty and a commitment that you share with one another. So just give it time. This week is not the best time. You guys can get through it. If you can get through it, you can work it out. And it's not like next week, it'll all be fine. All of you, it'll be different because the wheel is at a standstill. The wheel is not turning forward or backward. So for some of you, it literally just depends on, how long it's going to take. But stay the course. If you do love this person, if this is who you really want, stay the course and try to work it out as best as you can, because things will work itself out. So in the extended, we're going to look a little bit further into this relationship. In the description box below, you can find all the details to this extended and what we're going to delve into. So if you're interested in that, click that link below to the extended and we'll finish up this love portion. If you like something personal with me, click that link to my website. You can set something up for yourself. I love to hear from you, so please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Aries.